Hello fellow YouTubians, and thank you so much for picking my video guide to this very difficult rogue quest. I'm going to cover some of the tips, tricks, and beneficial specs, talents, and glyphs, and of course the route I used to get to Creed. If you're looking for the actual Creed fight, that will be on my next video. However, there are some tips to it in this one as well. First things first, let's take a look at some helpful talents in the talent tree. Personally, for the sneaking part, I think subtlety is the way to go, because of the improved speed and stealth. And here's the top 3 most useful talents for this quest that you will find in that spec. Number 1 in the first tier is Night Stalker. Night Stalker is a must-have. Not only will it increase your speed when you're stealth, which is invaluable for this quest, but it will reduce the cooldown of stealth when you get popped out. Even if you decide not to do this mission, as the subtlety spec, because this talent is in the first tier of the subtlety tree, you should definitely hop over from the other specs and get it. This talent greatly reduces the cooldown on your Vanish. Now, you might wonder why Vanish is important if you're doing this quest already stealth. The guards have improved ability to see you through stealth, but when you vanish, there's a few seconds when you're not stealth, but 100% invisible. So if you're getting close to a guard while stealth and he's about to see you, you can just tap Vanish and for a few seconds you're completely undetectable. The third talent I suggest is deep in the subtlety tree, and it's called Preparation. This talent is only accessible if you're going subtlety, and what it does is it allows you to reset the cooldown on some of your key abilities such as Vanish or Flee. The next talent is actually in the Assassination tree on the second tier. This is a very useful talent and it is called Quickening. Quickening will allow you to increase your movement speed by 15%. I don't know if that's higher than the speed you get when you have the stealth buff from Night Stalker, but either way, you should probably get it. The fifth and final talent I'd like to draw your attention to is on the first tier of the combat tree. It is called Improved Riku. This talent isn't too useful for sneaking up to Creed, but is very useful for my strategy for the Creed fight. The only other thing you really need for the Creed fight is possibly some bandages and 100% the Glyph of Blind. My strategy depends heavily on you having the Glyph of Blind. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a look at some other helpful glyphs. Now let's talk about glyphs. There's really only 4 glyphs that I can think of that could possibly help you. The first one is the Glyph of Blind. You need this for the Creed fight. The second one is the Glyph of Sap. This just extends the duration of Sap to a ridiculously large amount of time, basically allowing you to sap a target and forget about it. Number 2 is the Glyph of Vanish. This will increase the duration that Vanish keeps you invisible, which really allows you to make Vanish a very aggressive move for this quest. And the fourth is the Glyph of Distracting Shot. I didn't go so far as to get the Glyph of Distracting Shot. I don't think the radius is that helpful, but if you really want to go all out, it could end up helping you a little bit. Okay, so let's get started with the actual way to go to Creed. You'll notice that I don't actually take the bridge, because it's very difficult on the other side of that thing. I found it a good deal easier to go around the side this way. But there are a few quirks to going this direction as well. And I'll tell you what they are. First one is coming up here to the boat. For some reason, I don't know why, but whenever I hopped onto the boat, I'd always get popped out of stealth. So you have to be very careful that you're not by anybody when that happens. Just reapply stealth. Hopefully you have it talented. And then you just run up here. You sap this guard up here. She's already sapped from an earlier failed attempt. And then you Distracting Shot, or get ready to Distracting Shot, those 3 right there. When you Distracting Shot somebody, you can run right next to them. They won't see you as long as you do it quickly. And don't go directly in front of them. Now, here's another part that seems like it should be easy, but it's difficult because I pop out of stealth. For whatever reason, when walking along this edge, I get popped out of stealth. So what you want to do is you want to hug the wall here and then use Flee if you got it or something of that sort. Run up, and then you'll notice, boom, right there, popped out of stealth. Then I just go back into stealth real quickly. From this point, it's pretty easy. You just skipped all the hard stuff, with the exception of that one part where you get glitched out and pop out of stealth. You can really go whatever way you want. I found that this way to be the best through here. You want to take advantage of all that I don't have the little ring around my character that you'll have that helps judge how far away he can be from people, it's because I had to lower my visual settings on the game in order to run the recording software as well. Right here, I just threw a distracting shot right through the middle. Made it super easy. I almost got hung up on a couple of the paths over here, patrols. There's one coming up right there, but luckily I saw him coming, and I just sat and waited for him and sapped him, and it worked. This might take you a couple attempts to get through this part, but trust me, it's way easier than the part on the other side of that bridge earlier on. So, yeah, just go through here. Now, if I wanted to, I actually probably could have cast Vanish here and hit Flee and made it to Creed. No problem. But, I guess I decided to go all ninja on it and go this way. So I'm just chilling right here, waiting for distracting shot to come off cooldown. Luckily that guard didn't see me. And distracting shot right here. And boom, look at that. Even a really crappy rogue like me can make it to Creed. Thank you for watching my video. I'd like to thank JP Hermes and Hexagon Sean, as well as Greg Russell for the music. Constructive criticism is always welcome, and please keep in mind that this is my first video.